Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day and welcome to another enthralling episode of the White Blood Panorama on your favorite channel, White Blood Multimedia. I'm your host, Omar Isa Dandogo. Well, nobody would have become what they are without the contributions of teachers, and this is enormously significant. Many people in the world have taken teaching either for fashion, for passion. Some have taken it as a profession, others have taken it just as something that they can do before they get another thing to do. This week we are celebrating the International Teachers Day, and the theme of this year's day is the transformation of education begins with teachers. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, teachers have found themselves in a terrible condition. The teaching is not given, is not paying as it is supposed to pay, and as it is paying in other places. What's the problem? Is it the problem of the government that the education system in Nigeria is not what it should be, or it's the problem of the teachers? That is why we don't have as many educated students as we can. Well, to discuss this and to analyze it, to break it also down, I am joined by somebody I have admired since 2014. He was our physics teacher at the Science College, Kano, but we had a lot of well-documented differences. When I was in school, I used to be a very late comer, not a constant late comer, and he was that guy who always comes to his class and school as early as possible. Well, principled person. Well, Malam, Iliyasu, Nuhu, thank you very much indeed for being
Thank you, Umar.
Well, this is a joke, but it's truly the thing that happened. But we discovered later that what you were trying to do to us was the right thing.
Okay, I'm grateful for imparting a bit of knowledge in that regards.
Yeah, this is me thanking you. Yes, after all the punishment, but it's worth it.
That's the good part of teaching.
It's shaping us into the good people, well, we hope to be.
Exactly.
Yes, of course. So, how's teaching to you? Is it a hobby or a necessity? Or you're just doing it because you are waiting for something to happen, a miracle to happen in the future?
I can say that, there's a difference between a job and a work.
Okay. What's the difference?
A job is something you always want to be doing.
Yeah.
While a work is something you find yourself doing.
Okay.
Without you interested in you doing it.
So when someone applies for a teaching job to teach somewhere, okay, that person likes it.
It may not necessarily be that he likes it.
Okay.
Maybe condition must have pushed him into applying for it.
So,
but like the only way you can be able to tell if someone has passion for something is when he has other options, but still rejected them and decided to stick to what he thinks is best for him. So
that's how it is. Are you telling me that there are people who have other activities, who have other potentials, who have other opportunities to work somewhere and get more money, but
exactly.
they stick to teaching?
Yes.
So they're not doing it for money, they're doing it for what?
They are doing it because they have passion for it.
Okay.
When you have passion for something, nobody will ask you to do it. You will just do it. And one thing with passion is you feel free, you feel relaxed. It's just like you sleeping on your bed. Because there are you feel, when others think that what you are doing is difficult, you just see it as a cup of cake. Because you find it hobby? You take it as a hobby rather? Yeah, it's more than a hobby.
Okay. It's way of life?
Because a hobby may have restriction in a way, in the sense that maybe when you are a kind of tight, you may not necessarily engage in that hobby.
It's true.
But when for something that you have passion, even if it is 12 midnight, you always find a way for you to fulfill that hunger in you.
Like you being online every day?
Yeah. Being online is more of research.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I believe in self-development.
So,
Because the more you develop yourself, the better you are as a human and also as a professional in your own field.
so how important is it for a teacher to be developing themselves every day?
Is as important as breathing the air.
The oxygen.
Yes, because as a teacher is jack of all trade.
Master of all.
In this case, it has to be even if not 100%, at least in his main center of reference.
Yes.
He can be 100%. Then in other aspects, probably we can say 60. The worst percentage should be 50.
Like you in physics, how can you rate your performance based on percentage?
I can't rate myself.
No, you can
because like blowing the trumpet myself will blind my eyes to some certain realities.
Okay, but nobody would blow it for you.
Yeah,
if
but
you don't blow it by yourself.
No, like I will only say that I love physics.
Okay.
Because physics is my comfort zone.
Okay.
Comfort zone in the sense that like whatever I do in life, I always relate it to physics.
Oh, so as in even your life at home,
exactly,
you relate it with physics?
Because like
you must have issues with your wife. I'm sure you have a wife and you have a kid, a beautiful.
Sure. I do have some argumentative discussions sometimes, because as a teacher, you try to your goal all the time is to impart knowledge on someone. So whatever you see, maybe on the television, maybe a light spark, maybe changing of a gas cylinder, or maybe burning of food. We always try to tell your household that okay, this is this and that is that. So, and women and children, they'll be like, daddy is too educationist and stuff like that.
So, Auntie, if you're currently watching, and I believe you're watching, no offense, don't blame me for raising this.
No, we do settle our differences.
Okay, yes, of course. Yeah, so she is not a physicist, as you are.
Yeah, no. She's not a physicist, but a pharmacist. So
why didn't you marry a physicist? Just for the equation to be balanced.
They are limited.
Okay.
The female physicists are limited.
It's a masculine type of profession or stuff?
Not really. But in Nigeria it's masculine, but otherwise it's not really masculine because you have a lot of physicists in the field of physics. Because like even the first Nobel laureate that was given to a female is in the field of physics.
The wife of Albert Einstein?
No.
Okay.
We are talking of the woman that discovered radioactivity.
Okay.
So she is the first woman to be awarded with Nobel laureate.
Yeah.
So you see, we can't say that is masculine.
Okay.
But in Nigeria, the Nigerian concept, most females don't really take themselves into calculation.
Oh yes.
They like more of the storytelling subjects
and memorization, and that's what we go into medical field.
Therefore, like the memorization part is one of the problems of the education system in Nigeria,
which we are going to talk about very much in the course of the program.
Okay.
So one more question is that I really find it confusing to relate physics to reality, to see its application in reality. How would you make us understand that physics is, as you said, life?
Physics is life in the sense that as simple as walking from your home down here, that's physics, because a lot of things happen, like the friction between your shoe and the earth that protects you from falling.
Okay. So without the friction,
slip and the probability of you walking from your home down here is like 0.1.
Which means impossible or nearly impossible?
Nearly impossible. Because we have the gravitational force, which holds you down, and that's the contact force, which still seal it, and that makes you to be able to move freely.
I like this gravity. Without gravity, we would be flying.
Yeah, we are going to fly. We fly. Not the sad part is we are not going to fly like the birds with direction.
Okay.
But rather we are going to fly without direction.
Haphazardly.
So we will just move like molecules in water.
Okay.
Without direction.
And then we will be crashing.
Yeah, but we crashing, that means there is sustenance of kinetic energy in us. So we just keep moving till the day we die. Maybe when we die, probably we end up falling.
Okay. Yeah, that's really significant. So let's move on to this issue of Teachers' Day. Okay. This year, the theme for this year's Teachers' Day is according to UNESCO, one of the UN agencies, the transformation of education begins with teachers. And it continues to say, in this year's 2022 celebration, UNESCO said, quote, education is key for achieving the global goals, and teachers are key for achieving inclusive, quality education and a better future for all. What do you have to say about this?
I love the theme, in the sense that, you know, you can't give what you don't have. And in the teaching profession, a higher percentage of the teachers are not meant to be teachers.
What do you mean?
Like, you know, when you go to where the system is working, for you to be a teacher is as good as you being the president. You mustn't have any criminal record.
Okay.
For you to be employed as a teacher.
Thank God most of our teachers are not criminals. All of them.
You can say, when we talk of criminality, it's as simple as breaking the traffic law.
Is that traffic violation a problem?
It's a problem.
Many people in Nigeria don't take it as a problem.
That is because the system is not working.
As in the system is the government or the education?
So like, you know, in Nigeria, the system has shaped us in a way that being normal is abnormal.
As in how?
Like when you tend to do things right, then people take you for a fool.
Okay.
And even those who are supposed to guide you in doing the right thing, they will just feel like, oh, okay, there are ways that we can be able to sort these things out. You don't have to keep doing all this.
That's corruption?
More than corruption.
Oh my God.
You know, corruption is like the blood in our veins.
So every Nigerian has some elements of corruption in the blood.
I must say that. I must say that. With all
due respect, including you?
Including me, of course.
So do you personally have your emotion clouding your judgment sometimes when you come to do things?
Yeah, sometimes when it comes to taking decision, it have to comes like you know, standing pressure with all the principles that you guide yourself with. There are some situations that you find yourself that you just have to let it go.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But back to the theme for this year.
Transformation begins with the teachers.
Transforming becomes the teacher. It's funny how a lot of teachers don't know the subject matter in which they are being employed to impart that same knowledge to others.
So who's at fault here?
A lot of people are at fault.
Because it's a cycle.
A lot of people are at fault.
When you say the teacher,
because one of the faults, one of the faults is we are being guided by certification without being sure whether the person in question, whether he really knows what he studied.
Okay.
We are all what we are after is a first class. Wow. Okay. So when are you ready to start the job?
Yeah.
Let's be like, will you be available next week?
Wow.
Let's be like, I think I can start tomorrow. Okay, that's a deal.
That's it. No tests.
So you know, we are all like a vessel. We make different sounds based on the contents that we carry.
Of course.
So, and you know, an empty vessel makes the loudest noise.
It's true, of course.
So the more the content, the lower the noise. So you know sound waves, the way they move in solid in
still
the way
physics.
that it gets. sorry, I'm a bit
interested.
deviated.
No, it's good. Of course, we can relate it.
So when I say physics is live, so like from the microphone we use, me talking, you able to hear me.
Yeah, the sound waves.
Yeah, the sound waves vibrating through your eardrums and then connecting from the middle ear down to the inner ear. The interpretation by the brain, it's been sent through electric signals.
Electric? As in your body you have electric?
Yeah, you have electric signals in your body.
I thought the whole thing that is inside the body is biology.
No, it's not. It's not biology. You know, we have the motor neurons. I don't want to go into biology before the biology guys will come and arrest me. So the motor neurons, like, you know, you have chains of veins. The veins here, the connection,
the arteries and the veins.
That's one for those for the blood and the rest. But the main thing.
And there are neurons.
The neurons between your spinal cord, medulla oblongata down to your brain, the interpretation. How do you think this interpretation happens? You're stepping on a pin and then you're lifting your leg within a second. How does that happen?
There is pain, definitely.
No, the speed. I'm talking about the speed. How does it happen?
You explain to me.
Do you think is it after a second or microseconds?
Definitely below 1 second.
Okay, because this has to do with the chains of information delivered, and that goes a long way because it works based on electric signals.
So the pain receptors on your skin
got the information, and then the brain interprets and then send it back to you and tells you to lift your foot, and all that happens in less than a second.
Can we have a round of applause?
We are not in the class.
Yes, of course.
So you see,
coming back to the issue of
so you see, why UNESCO? Maybe I'm not there when they said the thing.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why, because they are trying to weigh why is education going down.
Yeah.
It keeps going down by the day. When we talk of quality,
especially in places
because the quality of education we received back then and the one that is being received now cannot be compared.
Sure.
Why? While it's the same education, it's the same information that is being passed to us. So it has to do with the students, the parents, and the teachers inclusive.
So now, how do you define teachers? Who is a teacher, for example?
A teacher is someone who teaches both education-wise and lifestyle. You don't just teach, but you have to show it practically.
When you say lifestyle, do you mean morality?
No. Simple example. You know, I go to work early.
Yes.
I attend to my class early. When I give you assignments, I mark it early.
I'm a witness.
So what I'm simply showing you is, I'm showing you how you are expected to live your life. Punctuality, dedication, non-compromising, and then know what you are doing.
Yes.
And then develop yourself every day.
Yes.
So that is what makes you, what qualifies you to be a teacher. Not just you picking a book that, okay, till when you go to the class before you now start thinking, where did we stop in our last class?
Wow.
What are we going to do now? Then you'll just be thinking of how, no, it doesn't work that way. So at least you must have your notes, and then you must also have your jotting book.
Yes.
Your jotting book helps you to be able to present your class before attending the class. So we have a lesson plan.
Yes.
That you always design before going to a class. But you know, the way the system is now, you just write it in a book.
Yeah.
Not really following the plan.
You don't apply it.
You don't follow the plan. And you know why?
No. What?
Because people don't have passion for the work.
And this is because they are not being paid as they are supposed to pay. I mean, I said they are supposed to be paid.
Yeah, when it comes to payments, the financial stance of being a teacher is not friendly. And you accepting a teaching job with much responsibility on your head, then there is bound to be inefficiency. So for you, but as I earlier said, passion. When you have passion for something, you will always find your way around to make it work.
So
you make it work.
Even at the expense of your own enjoyment, happiness, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. But there are other ways. There are other ways you can be able to solve the left leg.
As in how? But then when would you have time for lesson plan, for research, and so on and so forth?
Very good. That is why a true teacher is not a lazy person.
But he is a human being.
He is a human being. But mind you, it's only in Africa. We are Africans. We are lazy. We are lazy because we sleep more than we work.
How many hours is somebody supposed to sleep?
You know, the physicians will tell you to sleep at least 8 hours.
Yeah.
But mind you,
that's fair.
Mind you, you can sleep 8 hours and still be productive. But like for those hours that you are awake, what did you use those hours for? Did you sit at the majalisa, then you talk about the siyasa people,
and
the president did that, the governor did that, this do that, and that. You know, the blame game don't work.
Yeah, of course.
And as a common citizen, the only way you can change the system is by developing yourself and developing your household.
Yes.
That is your wife, your children, and then your neighbors.
And are you saying that the only way is by education, by educating them?
Yeah, well, you know, where we got it wrong is you wasn't have to be in the four corners of a classroom for you to be a teacher.
Okay.
Everyone is a teacher because you impact what you have on others in one way or the other.
Okay.
So, a very simple thing, by just going to the mosque to pray on time, like going, living, cleaning your environment on Saturdays, that sends a message to the people living around you. You are teaching them.
Wow.
So, as time goes by, even without you being there, they will find themselves doing one or two things out of what they saw you doing.
So you have served as a teacher.
Yeah. Okay. But like right now, they have pushed all the responsibility of teaching to the teachers.
Yes.
So you as the teacher, you are the lawyer, you are the judge, you are the father, the uncle, the mother, the teacher, and everything.
This is because the time spent by the teachers with the students is much higher than the one even spent by the parents.
I disagree with that.
8 hours, some of them even 10 hours.
No, the reason why I said I disagree with that, when you have, like in a school, you have different teachers for different subjects.
Okay.
And the time that a teacher spends with a student is not more than 2 hours.
Okay. Just you're talking about a teacher per subject.
A teacher per subject is not more than 2 hours. Even if it is a teacher per class, those hours that you talk about is more of learning, and learning.
And not interacting?
No, learning, it has to go with interacting.
Okay.
But when it comes to the psychological knowledge, that is what makes humans to be humans. Not the education, the physics, biology, chemistry, and the rest.
Yes.
But the psychological knowledge. You know, when a child feels that he's been loved, the way he reacts to the real world is different from the way someone who has not been loved will react.
So now, are you talking about the teacher-student relationship?
A teacher-student relationship should be a relationship of love and guidance.
Okay.
Not the kind of girlfriend-boyfriend love. Yes.
Yeah.
But
talk about compassion.
Yes.
Sympathy. Support.
Because because a teacher should know where his student is coming from.
Okay.
Because the needs of each student is different.
Oh yeah.
Because you can be suffering from, let's say, maybe malaria, then I will give you cough syrup.
Yeah. Impossible.
Then I would be thinking that you'll be okay.
Because both of them are medicines.
But you see, but if maybe by the virtue of our conversation, then I tend to understand that this guy is malaria, but what I have is paracetamol. By giving you paracetamol, you have a relief from the pain.
Sure.
I may not necessarily cure you, but at least I've tried.
There is one step.
So then by me giving you the paracetamol, then that means I have contributed like 50% to your cure.
Sure.
Then what is left is for your own parents to now do the rest of the 50.
One issue, because we have like 3 minutes to go, one issue that I want us to have a little bit of debate about is that someone yesterday told me, in fact a teacher told me, that when you see somebody, because he read it somewhere, going astray, becoming a criminal, doing something terrible, unlawful, illegal, it is as a result of having a bad teacher, and that we should directly blame the teacher, not the person. Do you think it's fair?
It may be not.
Okay. How could it be and how could it not be?
There are two ways. You know, teachers are role models. So whatever you do, your students look up to you. As simple as the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you eat. If you are the shouty type, and someone sees you as a role model, he grows up to be the shouty one.
Sure.
So it may be that they had a bad teacher that resulted to them being bad people.
Okay.
But it can also be the society or the parents. But I will not 100% agree. But I will say that I will agree to some certain level. Because nowadays the students don't have regard for the teachers. Because they believe that what are you going to do highest? The Nigerian mentality will be like, is it not for you to help me to get my results? After all, my father can pay at the miracle center, and then I'll just get my result. So that is one of the causes that students are disrespectful. Because in those days, why students respect? Because they look up to them like a mini god. Because like, this is my way out.
And I have to pass through.
I have to pass through him. So no matter what, even if he likes me, he don't like me, I have to like him for me to be able to achieve my target. And the other leg is the student don't have ambition.
They don't know what they want to be.
Yes. He's not willing to make all the necessary sacrifices for him to be able to achieve that set goal.
That's really, really bad.
So if we can talk here, we can talk for hours and hours and hours. But like, There are lots of challenges.
Yeah, briefly.
But the basic
the challenges teachers are facing currently.
Teachers are like the facility.
Okay. Yeah.
The facility. Like I'm teaching today, I'm supposed to show a demo, practical, to the students. So I just have to improvise.
As in show them the pictures on your phone?
Not laptop? Really pictures. I just picked water bottles, some canned drinks for them to be able to understand how the intensity of light passes through different colors and different systems.
So you taught them
ideally,
reflection or refraction?
Refraction. Ideally, I'm supposed to show them how it is. Yeah. Show them a video clips. Like you can go to thousands of schools, no projectors, no laboratories. So teachers are facing a lot of challenges.
Part of the improvisation, you should have shown them on your laptop, since you have a laptop and you can connect it to the internet.
I have a laptop, but I can't show students of number up to more than 70 with my small laptop. Who is going to see and who will not see? And you know, all of them will rush. Maybe highest, maybe like 5 to 10% will be able to understand what you are trying to show them.
So lack of facilities.
Lack of facilities.
Okay. And the payment?
The payment, you know, once you have the politicians, the payment can never be better.
So you're saying that
they can never be better.
We shouldn't have politicians in power. We should have military guys.
No, I can never support the military.
With iron fists.
Ruling with iron fists is a good one when you have a patriotic person.
And the only guys are the military guys.
But now, when we talk patriotism is at its lowest.
And
it's at its lowest.
And it's the problem of the teachers, because they're not teaching their students to be patriotic.
You can't teach someone to be patriotic.
Why?
Because patriotism has to do is more of an emotional understanding of something than just a verbal conversation or a written journal.
So we're running out of time.
Yeah, okay, we're running out of time, but the last thing I'm going to say is for us to have a better schooling system, it has to start from home. It has to start from home. The parents, you must be willing to sacrifice your time for your own children. You have to always make inquiry. You don't have to be a teacher, you don't have to be learned, but you have to show concern. Check his work, check his school, ask after him in school. In fact, you can just take a day off, go to his school, spend a day there, go to his class. Nobody will stop you from sitting. Sit down there or follow the class and see what is going on. Sit with him.
Yeah, of course.
After all, maybe ask around who are his friends, assess his friends and know what, because you know, the student now, we are the camouflage. They are two-faced. Who they are at home and who they are in school and who they are outside their home are entirely different. So that is why we have the blame game. The parent will say the teacher will say the parent, and then will say the society. So it keeps on going.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Omar.
It's been a pleasure hosting you, and we hope one day next we invite you, we'll be able to come back.
I'll be glad to join you.
So happy Teachers Day in arrears for all the teachers out there. On behalf of everyone that has contributed to the production, of course, Abbas Gwani, who is the editor and the cameraman, and the big boss Zainab Abdurrahman Miagugu. My name is Umar Isa, and we'll say goodbye and see you next week.